Alright, strategy fans, 2025 is shaping up to be one hell of a year for real-time strategy games, and we've cooked up a badass list that you won't want to miss. Whether you're into building massive armies, managing sprawling cities, or outsmarting opponents in high-stakes battles, there's something here for every kind of commander. From long-awaited sequels to fresh new IPS pushing the genre forward, the battlefield has never looked more exciting. So grab your energy drinks, sharpen those tactics, and get ready, because these are the 16 upcoming RTS games you absolutely need to play in 2025. Sanctuary Shattered Sun. Back in the day, RTS games were all about epic clashes and big moments, but Sanctuary Shattered Sun cranks up the chaos to a whole new level. Imagine fighting for control on the surface of a Dyson sphere, where the battlefield itself is just as deadly as any enemy unit. In this game, not only are bases massive and armies gigantic, but you can literally shatter the terrain and drop rival forces right into the burning sun, or freeze entire lakes mid-battle to turn the tide. Every single laser and missile is fully simulated. Shots can be dodged, shields matter, and terrain-altering superweapons make every match feel unpredictable. With 3 factions pushing their own unique playstyles, a slick strategic zoom, and massive maps crawling with thousands of units, this one's all about brain-bending strategy and those wild, cinematic moments you'll be bragging about for days after the match ends. EverSiege Untold Ages. Suppose every run in an RTS could feel like a brand new adventure, with real stakes and surprises. That's the spirit behind EverSiege Untold Ages, a wild mashup of action, strategy, and roguelite mayhem, where defending the city of Bastion isn't just about holding the line, it's about shaping your own legend. Each run throws different choices at you. Invest in powerful towers, reclaim ancient ruins for long-lost abilities, or charge headlong into the horde-swinging elemental amped war gear. Enemies don't wait, they swarm, and you'll constantly be rethinking your plan to avoid getting wiped out. With co-op for up to 3 players, the chaos only gets crazier as friends toss out wild new combos and crazy tower placements. When you lose, time rewinds and brings new twists, so no 2 sieges are ever quite the same. Adapt, experiment, and build your ultimate defense to break the EverSiege and see Bastion rise again, finally. Front RTS. Imagine rolling into battle on a war-torn planet where every explosion carves the terrain and changes the rules. Front RTS throws you right into the chaos with destructible landscapes, epic storms, and the ability to set the whole map ablaze, thanks to gas clouds ready to pop and weather that can straight up sabotage your plans. This isn't just another throwback. It's a single-player strategy beast that weaves old-school vibes with wild tactical choices. 3 unique factions duke it out, each bringing its own flavor of superweapons, units, and chaos, and you can pause the action to plan out your next ruthless move. The campaign is all about outlasting impossible odds, building armies from scratch, and watching your veteran squads claw their way to legend. Toss in procedurally generated maps, global economy management, and secrets buried in the ashes, and every match is a fresh, gritty struggle for survival, with the fate of humanity riding on your decisions.
The sky shall be as blood.
Host of heaven, rout this rabble.
Immortal Gates of Pyre. Back when RTS games were all about micromanaging everything, Immortal Gates of Pyre flips the script by putting you in the shoes of a godlike commander, running the show with wild powers and massive armies at your fingertips. This game is all about bold moves. Think summoning down colossal units, hurling world-shattering spells, and rallying your troops across weird and wonderful alien worlds with a click. Forget about tedious base building. There's a slick build assist to take the grunt work off your shoulders, letting you focus purely on the fun stuff. Outthinking rivals, scouting for opportunities, and turning the tide with flashy hero abilities. 3 factions, each their own unique flavour, dive into battles that feel part classic RTS, part MOBA, and part RPG, with every commander bringing wild twists to the fight. Whether you're battling PvE sieges with buddies or brawling in intense PvP, every match is a shot at legendary mayhem and epic plays. D.O.R.F. Real-Time Strategic Conflict. Real-time strategic conflict takes that classic 90s RTS groove, pours it through a blender packed with sci-fi weirdness, and leaves you with a game where every match feels full throttle and unpredictable. The vibe is pure retro, with chunky isometric pixel art that shows off sprawling bases, wild defensive walls, and all manner of bonkers units from psychic warriors to double Zeppelin bombers. You're wrangling oil, ore and scrap for a 3-tier resource economy, but it's not just about quick mining. Resources flow through refineries and supply lines, meaning your base layout and logistics actually matter. Want to storm an enemy HQ and kick out their troops? Go for it. Then steal their tech and grind them with their own toys. With 3 factions that each feel seriously unique, wild terrain, hostile Earth lore, and multiplayer skirmishes for up to 8 players, D.O.R.F. promises brawls as epic and chaotic as the best Saturday gaming marathons. Empire Eternal. Stepping into Empire Eternal feels like cracking open a time machine and setting the dials for pure strategy chaos. Here's the deal. You start humble, commanding a tribe with little more than stone tools, but your journey rockets all the way through 20 jam-packed eras. Yep, that's from spear-chucking warriors to futuristic cities bursting with tech. The beauty? Everything evolves as you go. Your buildings, units, and even the music and art style change to match the new age you unlock. No cookie-cutter bases here. Empire Eternal's modular building system lets you set up epic fortresses or sprawling cities exactly how you want, with walls, gates, and towers plonking down wherever your imagination wants them. There's brutal combat on land, sea, and air, with the option to board enemy ships, siege castles, and even field mechs or battle drones down the line. Creative modding support and multiplayer battles make every match fresh, so you can keep carving your legend through history. Falling Frontier. Earlier, when space strategy was just about cranking out ships and charging headlong into battle, Falling Frontier flips the script and makes logistics, scouting, and cunning the real stars of the show. Think of a galaxy where every move matters, with sprawling, procedurally generated star systems packed with planets, moons, asteroid fields, and nebulae to explore and exploit. Building an empire here is about more than firepower. Supply lines, fuel, ammo, and even your crew's survival become as crucial as your battle tactics. There's ship construction and deep tech trees, but every vessel is a precious asset. each with its own subsystems, upgrade paths, and named officers who can be captured or killed. Outmaneuver rivals with mines, ambushes, recon probes, and surprise raids, all while keeping your logistics network alive or risking everything. Every clash comes with brutal realism. Missed shots can ricochet and subsystems explode, so every win or loss feels earned through pure brainpower and guts. Dying breed. When strategy games weren't afraid to be tough as nails, Dying Breed shows up to take all that classic RTS spirit and throw it into a mad, post-apocalyptic blender. You'll be building bases, scrambling for resources, and unleashing your war machines, while zombies, rival armies, and all sorts of wild threats constantly try to wreck your day. There's no room for downtime. Every mission is loaded with action. And you've got to think fast, strike hard, and never let your guard down, especially when night falls and the undead crawl out of the ruins. Amphibious, air, land, and underground attacks keep things unpredictable, and with cool retro pixel art and a relentless metal soundtrack, the energy never dips. The Sandbox Map Editor lets you invent your own battlegrounds, so on top of all the frantic action, you can redesign the world to fit your favourite style and tactics. If you want old-school challenge with new tricks, this game definitely delivers.
Painting with the sharp reds of revolution and the black ash of scorched battlefields.
Europa Universalis V. If you ever dreamed of rewriting the entire course of world history, Europa Universalis V is ready to hand you the keys and then crank the depth and detail up to wild new heights. Imagine stepping in as any nation on the planet in the year 1337, right at the start of the 100 Years' War, and guiding it through 5 centuries loaded with war, trade, diplomacy, and enough intrigue to fill an entire library. This isn't just about borders and battles. Every corner of your realm has actual populations with their own religions, cultures, and social classes, all demanding food, luxury goods, or sometimes a little peace and quiet. The new economic and trade systems are deep enough to build a globe-spanning empire with clever deals alone. Estates, advisors, and government reforms make every run a political sandbox, and thousands of historical events could upend your plans at any moment. This is classic grand strategy, just with way more moving pieces and room for wild new stories. Lessaria Fantasy Kingdom Sim. Alright, imagine kicking off your reign not by barking orders at every unit, but by setting up a kingdom where heroes have personalities and make their own choices. Lessaria Fantasy Kingdom Sim is a love letter to classic majesty, offering cozy city building alongside deep hero management. You plop down guilds, markets, and magical towers, then watch as rangers, knights, and mages roam on their own quests, leveling up, picking up gear, or even catching new quirks, like a lifelong fear of spiders after a bad encounter. Indirect control adds all sorts of surprises, especially when monsters keep testing the kingdom's defences from every direction. Every playthrough feels fresh, whether you're cruising through a story campaign or chilling in sandbox mode with friends in co-op. Bright visuals, rich stats, and lots of quirky hero traits mean you're not just building defences, but guiding a living, breathing fantasy realm of brave adventurers who might ignore you completely when adventure calls.
We were not the first out here, and we will not be the last. We will do everything in our power to protect humankind.
ZeroSpace. Suppose RTS games finally let you dive into true galactic warfare, where every skirmish shapes the fate of massive star empires. That's ZeroSpace, and it's gunning for the top spot in space strategy. This one packs a cinematic story with branching missions, voiced heroes, and tons of side arcs you can chase or ignore. The campaigns and prologue missions mix the handcrafted levels and lively cutscenes, giving off serious StarCraft and Mass Effect vibes, while letting your hero units rock crazy upgrades, unique powers, and even respawn in a pinch. Multiplayer is next level. All game modes feed into one shared MMO galaxy, so every win, alliance, or planet conquered changes the larger war for everyone. The faction and mercenary combo system makes every match unpredictable, and tech trees plus XP towers on each map mean tactics keep evolving. Whether in PvE survival, big co-op conquests, or competitive skirmishes, this game wants you to experiment, outsmart rivals, and actually feel the scale of a galactic war. Here comes the Swarm. Have you ever wanted a strategy game where hitting pause isn't just a break, it's your secret weapon? Here Comes the Swarm delivers exactly that, letting you build and defend your settlement at your own pace, so no swarm of alien bugs ever catches you off guard. Have dozens of survivors to keep alive, with resource management, defenses and upgrades constantly on your mind. Have waves of bugs smashing down your walls, but with the ability to pause, rework your strategy, reposition heroes, and slap down new turrets wherever you want. Have every choice matter, with even a single survivor lost changing your whole game plan. If you've got a taste for high-stakes survival blended with hands-on tactical depth, this one makes every round a serious test of brains and nerves.
And conquer all objectives!
Global Conflagration. Even with all the classic base building, unit spamming, and explosive battles you'd expect from a throwback RTS, Global Conflagration manages to twist the formula and make everything feel fresh in a near-future war-torn Europe. Even basic infantry squads pull double duty, digging in for defense, laying mines, or taking over buildings while tanks, helicopters, and off-map jet strikes blast the battlefield into chaos. Even the air battles are a spectacle, with planes you can temporarily control for strikes before they zoom off to refuel. AA vehicles ready to swat them down. Even as your faction builds up veterancy and tech, powerful commander abilities like artillery barrages or mind control upgrades flip the odds with a push of a button. Throw in 3 unique factions, a campaign full of unpredictable incursion twists, and multiplayer matches for up to 8 players. And Global Conflagration gives every strategy fan a mix of old-school thrill and wild new tactics. Panzer Strike. Do you crave a deep World War II strategy experience where realism and tactical thinking go hand in hand? Panzer Strike is all about precise control over tanks and squads, where every shot, ricochet, and hit location can turn the tide of battle. Dozens of historically accurate vehicles fight across sprawling maps with long firing ranges, making every maneuver matter. There's no hiding behind fog of war or hoping for luck. Missions aren't just linear slogs. You've got non-linear approaches and the freedom to outflank, storm objectives, or set ambushes depending on your play style. Do the research and you'll see. Unit stats come straight from real technical blueprints, and all the little environmental details, like buildings and forests, are crafted to reflect the era. Whether controlling Soviet or German forces, Panzer Strike hands you tough choices, brutal combat, and the satisfaction of seeing careful planning pay off in explosions and victory cheers. Coloniser puts a whole new twist on survival strategy by dropping you and dozens of other players onto an alien world, starting from scratch with Stone Age tech and building up a new civilization from the ground up. You'll kick things off with a handful of workers and start gathering food, wood and stone, slowly building your first outpost while exploring dangerous resource-filled terrain. Every session feels massive, with up to 90 players fighting over territory for months at a stretch, sometimes forming alliances, sometimes going full Rust mode, and smashing each other's settlements in massive medieval brawls. Factions like the Keepers, Odysseans and Puritans each have their own flavour and goals, and while you'll get classic RTS base building, there's also a big survival element, hunting, farming and defending your home from raids. Tech unlocks, wall building and population growth keep every decision meaningful, while multiplayer servers carry on the action even when you're offline, thanks to auto defences and garrisons. Fragile existence. Let's be honest. Most space strategy games hand you a fleet and expect you to build an empire, but Fragile Existence throws you into survival mode from minute one and never lets up. Let's ditch the comfort of home. Earth's gone, the galaxy is hostile, and humanity's counting on every move you make. Let's guide your ragtag ships through unknown systems, not to conquer, but to scrounge resources, keep everyone fed, and just maybe secure a brief moment of safety before the next jump. Let's zoom between those massive solar systems and then right down to the ground, where every landing means new threats, fresh hope, and the need to build quick, mobile outposts. With full 3D space, persistent ships loaded with real crews, and ground missions where losing a single ship hurts morale and your actual odds, every choice stings in the best way. For anyone craving survival, resource juggling, and a real sense of stake, Fragile Existence is shaping up to be something truly ambitious. If you're pumped for strategy games, 2025's upcoming RTS lineup just might blow your mind. Every game on this list brings something fresh to the genre, from wild sci-fi warfare to brutal historical conflict and even colony survival madness. Whether you want epic-scale battles or deep tactical play, there's a pick here for every kind of strategist. Just get set to clear some serious calendar space. These RTS gems are going to keep you busy all year long.